Look at this bathroom. Does it seem normal? Could you pinpoint anything odd or out of place about it? It's old-fashioned, sure, but look beyond that. What is it that's so strange about this particular bathroom? This is the setting to Martin Scorsese's The Big Shave. This is Scorsese's only experimental short, made in 1967, and before he went on to create acclaimed films like Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, and The Wolf of Wall Street. So let's dive in and take a closer look at the way this renowned director takes a very simple concept and a shoestring budget and makes something much greater than the sum of its parts. We start off with shots of this pristine white bathroom. Jazzy music invites us in, creating a welcoming atmosphere. The film cuts to close-ups of the taps, emphasizing the clean quality of the bathroom, but also the normality of it. This is just another bathroom like the one in your house. A man walks in, just woken up. He rinses his face. Again, we get a sense of this mundanity, just another normal morning. He takes off his shirt, and we see this action happen 3 times from different angles. As he gets ready to shave, we can clearly see he doesn't have a lot of facial hair to begin with, but this seems routine more than anything else for him. As he begins to shave, the singer of the jazz song that's been playing begins to sing. He shaves as normal, washing the shaving cream off the razor a few times until he's done. We watch the whole thing with a lot more detail than seems necessary for such a routine activity, but this is what tells us that something is afoot. As soon as he's done, he rubs his face, possibly appraising his own work. We think he's done, but he immediately applies more shaving cream to his face. This is when things take a strange turn. The man starts shaving again, but why? Is this just a repeat of the actions, similar to him taking his shirt off prior? It doesn't seem that way. It looks like he's actually going to shave all over again. Only this time there's less shaving cream and he's being less attentive to the process. And so he cuts himself. Just a small nick, but this red spot of blood stands out in the overall plain white aesthetic. We think it's probably nothing, until he cuts himself again. The camera zooms out to reveal blood now flowing down from the previous cut. The man sees it through the mirror, but he has no reaction, the blood seemingly invisible to him. At this moment, the film heads faster and faster into exaggeration. As we see the amount of cuts and nicks on his skin continue to increase, we realize how abnormal this situation actually is now. Blood is now contaminating the bathroom, dripping down into the sink. Every trim he makes creates more blood, shown in a succession of close-ups. The amount of blood, its bright color, starts to make us feel uneasy, how it seems both unrealistic but still plausible at the same time. The man shows no emotion. The music sticks to its uplifting jazz soundtrack without any change. There's also been no diegetic sound throughout the film. These elements, when combined, create an iconic yet disturbing mood as we continue watching. And each shot cuts away at a quicker pace. It's genuinely uncomfortable to watch with the amount of blood and the lack of reaction from the man. The next time we see a wider shot, we think there's some sense of relief. But Scorsese gives us one last blow by having the man shave across his neck, as if he's slicing his own throat, revealing an excessive amount of blood, some even squirting out. We cut to 3 different angles of this to really drive the point home. The sink is now filled with blood, the floor and his feet dripping with it. We come to the frontal shot of the man, seeing the contrast, his face all covered in blood, no emotion, touching up his shave. His chest, untouched up until this point, now gets marked by the gushing blood from above, as the film ends with him putting down the razor in a peaceful manner, fading to red. This film does show how Scorsese manages to say so much with so little. One location, one character, and only non-diegetic music. It's done on a scale that seems achievable by many, showing that you don't need a big budget to make a film work. It may be challenging to find a story that's impactful, but not impossible. He keeps you engaged from the mundane beginning and sparks your interest with the first sign of blood before heading into a full-on gore fest that was completely unexpected. The jazz music also adds to the effect. If this were set in a rundown bathroom with eerie and suspenseful music, it would create a different effect. It's not about jump scares and shocking visual effects, it's peaceful and almost charming. More American Psycho than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When this film was released, Scorsese's intent, and many film critics' interpretation of this film, was to portray the self-destructive involvement of the United States in the Vietnam War. How they tried to solve a problem repeatedly but unnecessary, and as a result, caused more harm than good. Scorsese used the concept of shaving as a metaphor. A razor is both a useful tool and a weapon. The first time the man shaves, it makes sense. But it's through repetition that he hurts himself, becomes negligent, and the more he bleeds out, the more monstrous he becomes. At the end of his script, Scorsese wrote, "I feel that the intent of the film is evident in the script. However, I would like to state that I hope the film will express my sad feelings concerning the present general moral condition of my young country and a sentiment, a personal one, of an America I never knew." The Vietnam War isn't as relevant today, but the meaning behind the film stands just as firm. Swap out the Vietnam War with any other war or conflict, even any personal issue. The core idea of causing more harm than good and doing more than what is necessary is still universally relatable. The self-destructive nature of humans, when presented with any problem, is something to resolve within ourselves and our society now, 50 years ago or 50 years in the future. And the film is really a lesson for us to be more aware of our actions, what we say, what we do, because you never know when things can escalate out of proportion, and then there's no turning back. The Big Shave is an experimental film, and it doesn't have a conventional approach when it comes to the plot. But I feel that any viewer will come off feeling a bit irked. And that's what this film is about. It manages to take a simple idea to convey so much meaning without being too abstract. It doesn't spoon-feed you this information, but it doesn't hide it either. It's also a master class on how to take an everyday portrayal of life and transition to something abnormal just with simple editing cuts. No grand special effects or outstanding acting skills are required. The Big Shave gives us an inside look at how Scorsese thinks and the ideas and messages he had to bring across in his early years, even when he had limited logistics and resources to tap into, and shows us the stylistic and visual direction that his later works would soon follow. As film lovers or students, it's hard not to feel inspired by the simplicity of this short film and how much it does with what it has. Everyone has access to a bathroom, a razor, and a bag of fake blood. This exemplifies perfectly how it's not about how much you've got, but what you do with it. When you've got the right idea and execution, the rest will fall into place. You don't even need a conventional 3-act structure or a hero's journey to make a successful short film. All you need is one great idea and an engaging way to tell it. Thanks for watching our analysis of the short film, The Big Shave. What are your impressions on this film? Did it make you uncomfortable? What other interpretations can you come up with? Leave them in the comments below. And if you would like to see more films like this on this channel in the future, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.